Very good morning, one and all. Myself, Dr. Smita Suresh Giri. Today, we are studying the unit operation, semester 3, paper number 6, industrial chemistry. Dear students, you have to use mask and sanitize your hands frequently. It's COVID-19 virus infection, so you have to stay home safely, right? Take care. Do you know? Our home is also small industry and we are doing many physical, chemical, mechanical processes such as doing study. We have to bring books, notebooks, pen. It's for writing. Searching Google, reading. So these are physical processes. We are using penning, chalk, rubber, electronic cells are for chemical processes and mobile, computer, software, equipments which are used to operate are mechanical processes. In this slide, we are seeing that the unit process, chemical process and the unit operation, these are the terms which we are following in the industries to get that or to generate the quality product. So, correlate this simple example with big industries which are based on economy of nation and the products are made in larger quantity. So, one cycle of industry operated is nothing but unit and the operations are worked in it are unit operation and the process followed in industries are unit processes. It means unit operation in industries by using the operations on raw material are treated and the desired product which is generated for economic purposes. In this unit operation, the law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. It means how much amount of mass it is treated in the industries, same amount of mass should be generated. The second law of conservation of energy, it states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, it remains same. It applies same as the energy too. In this slide, you have seen that the input processing and the out process system which is to be done. There is that input processing and the output, the mass and the energy must remain same. The chemical reaction and the types in industries, they are to be acylation, oxidation, hydroxylation, nitration, sulfonation, so many. Unit operations are nothing but the industrial treatment methods. The treatment system consists of a combination of different treatment units which either reduce the quantity of impurities or the qualify waste or the rough materials to undergo action in next treatment unit. Each treatment unit employ one or combination of physical, chemical or biological measures based upon the type of measure used. The treatment method can be broadly classified into unit operations and the unit processes. So, unit operations are screening, mixing, flocculation, sedimentation, flotation, elutriation, vacuum filtration, heat transfer and the drying. In the slide, you are saying that liquid vapor separation, when it is to be followed, the operation which is to be done for this, it is distillation by means of evaporation, by means of stripping also. Second, liquid-liquid separation when we have to follow for these purposes extraction and the decantation, the unit operations are followed. If we have to do the solid liquid separation, that time centrifugal and the filtration process is to be followed. When solid gas separation we have to follow in industries, there is the filtration process, and solid-solid separation for this purpose screening, gravity, these operations must be followed. In the screen you have seen that material balance for the element of volume reactor. When reactant enters, reactant accumulates within the element or element of reactor volume, and reactant leaves, or that reactant disappears by the reaction within the element. So such type of the reactions it to be followed. Screening is the operation at any waste treatment works. This process essentially involves the removal of large non-biodegradable and floating solids that frequently enters a waste works such as rough, unwanted material, paper cuts, plastic pieces, wooden, stones, material, etc. Mixing is the operation in which required in various units of a treatment plant, and it can be achieved by rotating mixers, static mixers, or hydraulic jams. Flocculation is a process of contact and addition whereby the particles of a dispersion form large size clusters. Sedimentation is the process in which suspended materials settle out of the fluid in which they are entrained and come to rest against a barrier. This is due to their motion through the fluid in response to the forces acting on them. Flotation is the operation in which floating a solid or liquid impurities or waste or rough material due to their low densities. Elutriation is a method for separating insoluble solids into different particle sets based on their size, shape, and density using different methods or forces. As like you have seen on the slide, the material balance for the element or volume of a reactor. See here, rate of reactant flow into element of volume, which is equal to rate of reactant flow out of element of volume plus rate of reactant loss due to chemical reaction within the element of volume plus rate of accumulation of reactant in element of volume. Normally, the force used for elutriation includes gravity, electrochemical forces, or centrifugal forces. Vacuum filtration, it is a technique used to separate a solid from a liquid. The solid is separated from the liquid phase by passing the mixture over a filtering media. Vacuum filtration is process in which speed of filtration process is increased by sucking liquid through membrane. This process is normally used for the sludge dewatering. In the screen, energy balance which is to be shown for volume, rate of heat flow into element of volume equal to rate of heat flow out of element of volume plus rate of disappearance of heat by reaction within element of volume plus rate of accumulation of heat within element of volume. It means that it follows every reaction, it must follow the law of conservation of mass and the energy, which states that both the mass and the energy neither created nor destroyed, it should remain same throughout the processes. This is the vessel which is to be shown for the agitation process. This is the mixing impeller, which shows that 3-blade Marine propeller, open straight blade turbine, blade disc turbine, vertical curved blade turbine, that pitched blade turbine. Multiple turbines in tall tanks, it shows like this. It is as like a big building. The pumping system, where that the reaction which is to be followed, cut the water which is to be thrown on the blade, that impeller, and the volume which is to be circularly thrown. Centrifugal pumps, these are the pumps which circulates round and round, and that material it is to be settled, whereas that the process is to be following. Direct relationship of pressure with impeller diameter, number of impeller size of impeller eye, shaft speed. The capacity or the flow that determined by exit width of the impeller, and the power which depends on head and the flow. Throughout the industry, the reaction may be followed any kind of it, but we have to take that safety. System heads should be estimated as accurately as possible. Do not add a margin of safety to the system head. In trying to match the over-specified head, a larger pump will be recommended by the supplier. The larger pump will operate at higher capacity point as required by the actual system head, and this can overload the pump motor and require greater throttling. Effect of change in speed. For a constant impeller diameter, flow varies directly as a speed. Pump heads varies as the square of speed, and input power varies as the cube of speed. Change in size. For a given casing of different impellers, flow varies directly as the impeller diameter, pump head varies as the square of the impeller diameter, and input power varies as the cube times of impeller diameter. Flow control strategies which are to be shown here. Stop or start the control, bypass values, throttle output, flow control value, whereas increase the system pressure drop, move system curve, reduces efficiency, effect less in flat HQ curve, trim impeller, buy a new pump, and variable speed drive which is of most efficient. Methodology of optimizing energy use. Measure and benchmark consumption, compare with globally accepted norms. Carry out energy audit and energy balance. Examine availability of more energy efficient processes and equipment with higher efficiencies. Reduce cycle time by eliminating non-value addition. Areas of energy optimization, boilers and steam usage. For solid fuel fired boilers, convert stoker fired boilers to FBC. Install variable frequency drives on large boiler combustion air fans having variable loads. Burn waste steam if performed. Use bio waste like coconut kernel, rice husk instead of conventional fuel. Pumps, select the right pump to match head and flow requirement. Make maximum use of gravity flow. Avoid throttling bypass. In pumping to system having a number of non-continuous users, auto on-off valves, control valves need to be provided on user. Cooling towers control the city fan based on cold well temperature. Use two speed if fans are few and on-off stage control if cells are many. Optimize cooling water chemical treatment and replace aluminum fans by aerodynamic FRP fans. Refrigeration system challenge the need of refrigeration system, particularly for old batch processes. Optimize the temperature requirement. Check regularly for correct refrigerant charge levels. Lights, select high efficiency lighting luminaries having highest lumens watt output. Provide lightning transformer to reduce the voltage of lighting rods. Make use of task lighting. For fans and blowers, select fans with aerofol fan blades. Replace old insufficient fan by modern high efficiency fans. Replace throttle bypass control by speed control. The motors used in the industries properly size the motor for the optimum efficiency. Use energy efficient motors for the continuous operation loads. Connect motors remaining underloaded, that is 40%, continuously installed. In the slide, you have seen that main elements of the strategic energy management program, and the diagram it explains in very clear manner. This is the simplified schematic of a steam production and distribution system. Steam supply, combined heat and the power, steam injected gas turbines, high temperature and steam expansion turbines. Furnaces and process heaters, the heat generation control the air-fuel ratio. Excess air should be limited to 2 to 3% oxygen. In heat transfer and heat containment, in heaters, use the soot blowers, burning of carbon and other deposits from radiant tubes and cleaning the heat exchange surface. Typical savings are 5 to 10%. Electric motors, the motor management plan which is used, creation of a motor survey and tracking program, development of guidelines for proactive repair replace decision, development of purchasing specification, development of repair specification. The pumps, operation and maintenance, monitoring, reduce need, more efficient pumps, trimming impeller and the controllers. Fans and blower, fan oversizing, adjustable speed drives and improve controls, high efficiency belts which are used. Compressors and compressed air systems for the maintenance, monitoring, reduce leaks, reducing the inter air temperature, maximize allowable pressure, dew point at air intake, high efficiency motors. In distillation, enhanced distillation controls, optimization of reflux ratios, check product purity, column insulation, reducing reboiler duty, feed conditioning, stripper optimization. Before concluding, the heat transfer and the drying, it is simultaneous processes normally used in sludge processing and dewatering. In first step, heat is transferred to refuse, due to which water in furnace start evaporating, which is called drying. A key first step in any energy improvement initiative is to establish a focused and strategic energy management program which will help to identify and implement energy efficiency measures and practices across an organization and ensure continuous improvement. LED tubes, solar energy must be used or must be followed for the industrial purposes. Unit processes, type of treatment in which removal of contaminants is brought about by addition of chemical or use of biological mass are called unit processes. So, unit processes are categorized into chemical and the biological unit processes. The degree of implementation of these measures will vary by plant and the end of use. Continuous evaluation of these measures will help to maintain the industry and increase the profit. This is the motto of actually in the industrial study. One point which remains that energy efficiency measures for lighting, turning of lights in unoccupied areas, lighting controls, exit signs, electronic ballasts, replacement of T12 tubes with T8 tubes, replacement of mercury lights, day lighting, high intensity fluorescent light. Students, I have taken all the material which is used to give the knowledge of unit operation to you. That is from Octave Lawrencefeld Chemical Reaction Engineering, Ville Eastern Limited, and the internet source. Keep enlightening yourself. Thank you very much. Whenever possible, just read the terms which are given, which just study, rewrite in your notebook or in the mobile and send me the messages or mail me. Thank you. Thank you very much.